I'm Sharik and I wish all the very best for Naksha 22.
Thank you to a fourth year civil engineering student from Kerala. I'm giving all the best to the team Naksha 2021.
Shibu, senior artist, and all the very best for Naksha 2021.
Good evening, everyone. Let's start with Lakshagit.
उठे समाज के लिए उठे उठे जगे स्वराष्ट्र के लिए जगे जगे स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे हम उठे उठे गजब हमारे संग साथियों हम बढ़े तो सब बढ़ेंगे अपने आप साथियों
जमीन पे आसमान को उतार दे
जमीन पे आसमान को उतार दे स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
दासियों को दूर कर
खुशी को बांटते चले
गांव और शहर की दूरियों को काटते चले
ज्ञान को प्रचार दे प्रसार दे
ज्ञान को प्रचार दे प्रसार दे स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
समर्थवान वृद्ध और नारियां रहे सदा बड़े बड़े वनों की शान ओढ़ती रहे धरा
तरक्कियों की एक नई कतार दे
तरक्कियों की एक नई कतार दे स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
ये जाति धर्म बोलियां बने न शूल राह की बढ़ाए मेल प्रेम की अखंडता की चाह की
सद्भावना से ये चमन निखार दे
सद्भावना से ये चमन निखार दे स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
उठे समाज के लिए उठे उठे जगे स्वराष्ट्र के लिए जगे जगे स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
स्वयं सजे वसुंधरा सवार दे
With a great pleasure, I welcome you all to the third day of Naksha 2021 National Level Mapathon organized by APJ Abdul Kalam Technological University NSS. Today we have two sessions. Our first session is handling by Kelvin Sir. He is an expert mapper and also the member of OSM India community. Before starting this session, I remind you all that please keep your mics and videos off to avoid any kind of disturbances. Sir, I welcome you to handle this session. Sir, please.
Can I start now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Am I
Hello,
audible?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you all see the slide now? Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, it would be better if any organizer or someone can give me audible feedback because I won't be able to check the chats while I will be presenting. So any organizer with a mic, it would be better if you can let me know if I'm audible or if it stops. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Audible.
Can you see the slide now? Hello?
No, sir.
Hello? Yeah, can you see the slide
Hello?
now? Okay, let me share the
No.
whole screen then.
Okay, sir.
What about now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Kelvin. Uh, I've been mapping on Awesome for like maybe 5 or 6 years now. So I am basically from Kerala, and now I'm working at Bangalore for a company called Grab. So my work is related to mapping itself. So I came to this profession from mapping. So I started as a hobby mapper, then I joined Mapbox as a map analyst. Then I moved to Grab. Yeah, so I've been closely working with OpenStreetMap India community and other force-related communities. So that's my story. So I think you have been mapping for 1 or 2 days now and maybe familiar with basic mapping techniques. So right now I'm going to talk about like the best practices we should be following when we are mapping as a community. We all know OpenStreetMap is like a community project where we ourselves maintain the project. We ourselves add the map, maintain, make changes, and run the whole system itself. So there are some set guidelines which the community came up with, which would be like a rule or something like that, which would help us to move smoothly as a community. So this is mostly related to the editing part of that. So let's start with that now. Yeah. So when we start to edit, like we might see other arrays or something when we edit. Yeah. So these arrays, when we see them, we can go ahead and edit those things because you don't have to be worried that like if I am making a mistake while doing this, because every edit can be reverted to the previous state. So if you feel something is wrong or like not properly mapped, you can go ahead and edit that thing, fix that thing, improve. So that's like the first thing. And always feel free to map any unmapped thing. So that's the first thing. And second thing is, if you find something which you don't understand, like something drawn, you can always go back to the mapper who mapped that thing as a change set command and ask what it is. So I can show an example. Yeah. So if you find something which you have any doubt about or something on the OpenStreetMap website, you can click the query feature and click on the feature. And if you click on the feature, you will get the details of the feature where you can click the change set. And there is a column for discussion. And if you have any doubt, you can ask the mapper what the edit is about or the change set is about, and you probably will get a reply if the mapper is an active one. And if you are not getting a reply from there, you can always go back to OpenStreetMap. Hello? Okay, you can always go back to OpenStreetMap communities like mailing list or IRC chats or wiki or somewhere else where people hang out, and you can ask these kind of doubts. Then another way to check about details is the wiki. So wiki is the official place for documentation about everything for OpenStreetMap. Like it's like the Bible for OpenStreetMap. So if there is something which is mapped or like a tag or specification or anything, that would be given in the wiki. So if you do not know about any of the tags or details, you can always go back to the wiki and check that thing. Just a second, I have some problem. Okay. So if you want to know about any tags or details, you can always go back to the wiki and get the details. If you want to know about college, how to map a college or something, you can search college and you can click the result and it will show you the details, which are the tags are used, how to use them on like a node or way or something like that. So that's like a great resource you can always refer to. Another way to check about tags is tag info. So similarly, you can search about any tags on OpenStreetMap, and you can find the details on what kind of keys or what kind of objects which are used. So if you click on each of these things, it will give you more details. Also, it will also lead you to the wiki also. You can find the links here. Yeah, so I think you are familiar with tags, but I can just go through the basics of that. So if you map something, for example, like college or university or something, if you click on the details, you can see the feature type on the top. It gives the preset. So it says university grounds and the name will be filled here. But all these things are saved in the database in a key value pair format. So if you scroll down, you can see the tags. These are the details which tell what feature it is. So to say it's a university, it saves the key as amenity and value as university. Similarly, the name is saved in a key called name. So this is how OpenStreetMap saves the details of an object. And all these details are available on wiki also. If you go to the good practice page on wiki, you can find these details. Next is verifiability. So whatever you map on OSM should be verifiable. So you always map what is on the ground. So if you can't find something on the ground, it should probably not be on OSM. So when you're mapping something, always make sure you are adding something on the ground. So for example, like if there was a building or something in the past which is not there on the ground now, it shouldn't be added on OpenStreetMap. Or if it is removed, then it should be removed from OpenStreetMap. So it is always like the current version of the real world. And if you are adding a road or something, if the road has some specific rules, which is shown by a board like speed limit or like a zebra crossing which is drawn there, those things can be mapped. But if it is there is like a law, but it is not specified on the road with a board or any markings or something, it shouldn't be actually mapped. Also, if there is a like temporary event or festival or something happening, that shouldn't be mapped on the OSM. But if there is a specific place like a ground or something which is dedicated for that thing, that things can be mapped with appropriate tags. Yeah, next is about change set comments. So whatever the change you make, when you upload them, there is a comment section where you can add the details of the change set. So whatever changes you made in that session, that can be described in that change set comment. So if you make a good change set comment, that would always add more value to your edit, because someone else who is reviewing that thing can check this comment and understand like what kind of edit was done there and why was this edit done. So they don't have to like check each and every element to see what all changes was done and like why it was done. So always try to leave a good change set comment. So that helps other mappers also. Also, when you come back to the edit and check why you did that and what you did in that edit, that will always help. And next is keeping history. So whatever changes you make or any element you add to OpenStreetMap, it leaves like a history trail. So when you add something and if you make changes, if you change the name, if you change the tag, it is all recorded. So it's always good to like keep the history of that thing there, because if you delete something and if you redraw that thing, you lose the history of the edits. So when you find a feature there and if it needs some modification, always make changes to the same object. Don't just delete and redraw it. Okay, next is one feature, one element. So there are multiple ways to map an object. We can map objects as nodes, like a single point. We can map objects as ways or lines. We can also map objects as polygons, which is like a closed line. So if you are mapping a feature, always uh, keep the feature only in like one form. You don't need to duplicate it. For example, uh, yeah, if say if it's like a school or something, you can either add it as a node and give the details. If you cannot find much details about that, you can, or yeah, I mean it is equal to school or something, then you can add the name. But if you want to map it as a area, when you map it as an area and add the same tags to that, you have to remove the node. So either you have to keep the node or keep the polygon, else it will duplicate. So for one feature, always keep one item or one element. So you don't need to keep in different forms. So some people might try to do this because it might be, they want this like a node or something on map or something, but that is not the way to map it. Either it should be a node or like an way or another feature, but it shouldn't be duplicated. And how to map certain objects, this can be also found on wiki. So if you look at one wiki page for something, you can see which all elements this can be used. So first one is node, second one is way, third is area, next one is relation. So the ones which are crossed means this shouldn't be used on that kind of element. So for example, college shouldn't be used on a way. It should be either a node or a area or polygon or relation. Is the connection all good? Is everyone following or? Hello?
No, we can.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, next one is don't map or tag for the renderer. So always map the feature however we see it on the ground or on imagery. So some people tend to make the things like different from what is on reality to make it pretty or something, but never do that thing. Also, when we map something, it is reflected on the OpenStreetMap site or other maps, depending on the roles made by those people, like who make the websites. So if you follow the rules or the tags, sometimes it might not be directly appearing on the website like you want, but don't change the tags or how, like the proper way to map it just because you want it to appear in some other way on the map. And always follow the correct geometry for the object. Don't change the geometry so that it looks better or pretty on the map. And next other thing is don't use the name tag to describe things. So the name tag here is only to describe the name, nothing else. So if you don't know how to tag a feature, always go to the wiki and find the correct tags or search on the presets to find the correct tag. never type in the description or what you say, the tag or type of the object in the name field. Yeah. Then next thing is do not trace from outdated imagery. On OpenStreetMap, there are multiple imagery layers available for us, but always choose the one which is most recent. So here you can see on Bing imagery, there is more construction, so it's most recent. So it's better you stick with Bing imagery and map that thing rather than going with some older imagery. Or if something is removed, we can easily find out that from the newer imagery. So when you map, compare different imagery layers available and find out which is the latest and try to use that. And next is align imagery before tracing. So these imagery trials are actually stitched from multiple imagery layers, and there could be small errors or offset from actual place of the imagery. So if you can find out the offset somehow, you can adjust the imagery layer and make the changes according to that. But it is a bit advanced, so and you need some other resource like GPS traces or some other imagery to cross-reference it with. So if you are like a beginner, you don't need to worry about that. You just go with the latest imagery or just compare with other different imageries and see if there is any difference between where the objects are on the imagery. Here it looks kind of same, so you don't have to worry about it. So it differs from each what you say place also. Like if you make an adjustment here and if you move out to somewhere else, then there will be different offset. So you have to remove the offset before you map. So if you are ever making offsets, always check you are correcting the offset with respect to GPS traces or something. Then average out GPS traces. So OpenStreetMap also provides an imagery or a GPS trace layer, or you can download and overlay GPS traces directly on the map, where it helps to trace trace objects where it's not directly visible in the satellite imagery. So what you see here is in color lines. So what you see here in color lines are actually GPS traces. And GPS traces also might have errors depending on the phone or the device which you are recording. So try to get as many as GPS traces and always tag them together like this. And you can see there are some differences between these lines. So what you can do is, if you have multiple lines, you can go to like the middle portion of all these where all these converging, and consider that is like the best part where you can draw the road. So that is averaging. So here you can see like a lot of errors happening, like it is very much away from the road. So in these kind of cases, you can average it and find out the middle of the road, find out the middle portion of the road as easily when you have multiple traces. Yeah, then keep straight base straight. Okay, so sometimes with some errors in imagery or some other problems with imagery or GPS traces, you will find even the straight roads are represented like in the imagery like a bend road. Or if you look at the GPS traces itself, you can see it's not always straight. That's mostly coming from the device error itself. But if you just look at the imagery also, this straight road or a bridge is shown as a bend road. This is because of the parallax error. So in those cases, don't blindly follow the imagery or GPS traces. You should be always drawing it as a straight line. So instead of adding a bend here, it should be a straight line. Sorry, yeah, like this. Yeah, next is marking estimations with fixme. So there are some cases where you won't be able to, like if you're moving very fast or something and if you want to map something, there might be cases where you won't be able to find the correct location of the object you want to map, like if you are moving in a car or something and if you're mapping from phone. So in those cases, add a tag called fix me and describe the error which could have occurred because of this. Like if you are not sure about the location, just add fix me is equal to location and make those edits. So someone looking at these edits can see that like there might be some errors in this thing and they can look into this thing and fix it. Also in OSM tagging scheme, we always keep different tag and value pairs rather than clubbing everything into one thing. So for example, if there is a place or something and if it has like multiple names, like old name or new name or something. So for example, Mumbai, like the name now is Mumbai, but the old name is Bombay. But if you want to add the old name, never add a comma or a semicolon and add that thing. So it should be with a different tag. So there is a tag called old name where you can add the different name there. And similarly, if some feature have multiple or some single element have multiple features, like if there is a bank, we will be adding MAT is equal to bank. And if the same place has has an ATM, usually the ATM tag is MAT ATM. So if you add ATM, the bank feature is not represented there. So in those cases, you shouldn't be adding bank comma ATM. You should never do that. Like the correct way to do that is to add amnesty is equal to bank. And if you look at the wiki, you can find the correct tag to use this. There will be a tag called ATM is equal to yes. So it means there is a bank with an ATM. So there are some unavoidable cases where you will be using commas or semicolons. So the most common way to add multiple values in OSM is using semicolon, but always find out the best way to add different tags rather than ever going with using a semicolon to add multiple values to the same tag key pair. Yeah. So these are just like the basic good practices which you can follow for mapping. Now I'll be talking about some basic tagging schemes in India. So yeah, let's go to that and we can take the questions or something if there is anything in the end. So in the wiki, there is like a common tagging scheme for all the objects, but every country or like a local area, they might have like specific tagging scheme, which might be able to specify the objects there easily. So in India, we have a tagging scheme specified under India wiki page, which our community came up with, which are kind of the best way to represent data here with respect to our Indian what you say policies and our customs or things here. So our community has like agreed to use the main language as English. So English will be the main language. So if you are adding a name or any tags or something, it would be in English. And if you want to add localized languages, we have local languages. So that would be added with the name tag with respective ISO code of the language as an additional tag. So I have given an example. So if the name tag is given, it should be properly in English. Then if you want to give it in Hindi, you give name colon Hindi and Hindi script. Similarly for Bengali and Malayalam. So this is a common tagging scheme for names in India, and for address we have like very what you say diverse addressing schemes in India. So we do not have like a very specified addressing scheme. So what we do is like go with the tag called address full, and we'll be giving equal to and putting it whatever the address format we use locally there. So but if you want to add like specific things like pin code or something, it can be easily added. There is no problem with that. And these kind of tagging schemes are given in the wiki under India page. Then next most important tagging scheme for India would be on roads. So I have listed out like most commonly used road types in India. So here it is given like in the top hierarchy to the lower one here. So national highway, national expressways where like only four-wheelers are allowed, those kind of things go into motorway. So these will be like very high priority roads with very high speeds. Next, national highways, which would be a bit lower than that, that would be tagged under trunk. Then express highways will be similarly trunk, but not a motor road. Motor road means like only four-wheelers usually are allowed there. Then similarly, if you go to national highways, so higher classification of like national highways will be trunk, with motor road is no. Then normal national highways will be just trunk. And state highways, we'll go with the tag called primary. And state highways, which part of that arterial roads or something which connect to the inner cities or something, it should be again primary. And for highways with like a proper name like NH with a numbering like NH1, NH17 or something like that, it will have a tag called highway. It would have a tag called ref with whatever the reference number like NH1, NH2 or something. And just under state highways, the next level is in India, major district roads. So those are tagged under secondary roads. Also, if there are like bigger roads which connect multiple primary roads, those would be still tagged as a secondary highway. Then the roads which branch out from secondary to major places in a city or a locality, that would be tagged as a tertiary road. And these kind of the roads which connect villages also usually, which are not major district road or any other district roads like which is like a prominent road, but which connects major areas. Then we will have village roads which won't be classified as major district road or other district roads by the authority. Those roads are usually classified as unclassified. So unclassified is a kind of a classification. It is not a tag used to map the roads which doesn't have a classification. So don't get misunderstood here. Unclassified itself is a classification. And if you don't know the classification of a road, the right way to tag, if you are still drawing that, is using a tag called highway is equal to road. Highway is equal to road means you are not able to determine the classification. And it's not usually recommended to do that. It's better you do some research and find out the classification of the road. And if the roads goes to urban areas and the roads connecting the neighborhoods, like all the roads which are coming from the neighborhoods will be connected to a main road, that would be usually tagged as a tertiary road. Or if it's like a smaller road, then you can tag it as a residential road. And if you go into a living area, all the small roads, like all the roads which connect to different homes, like the main road which connects the local residential area, that would be a residential road. These would be the similar kind of what you say, like the common classification of roads in a village is also, like where every small service road from a house will be joining to. Next is living street. These are kind of roads where usually a car cannot go in. I mean, people might be taking there, but it's not usually built for like a car or something, where people will be walking, where maybe an auto can go, that kind of roads. Maybe we'll be taking bikes, but probably the traffic will be pedestrian. Those kind of roads will be living streets. And pedestrian is paths which are built inside housing colonies or inside a building where it's specifically made only to walk. So usually if you want to draw a path through a building or something, or inside a college or something, most probably it would be a pedestrian. Then there will be roads going to farms, or where like a tractor can go, or like a 4-wheel drive can go. Those kind of things are usually tagged as a track, and you can give the specification of track type depending on how traversable it is. You can refer the wiki for that. So that kind of roads would be just track, which is mostly used for farm uses and those kind of things. And footways are usually the road which usually the path which is built alongside the road for like a footpath, what we call here, only for pedestrian use. So pedestrian would be mostly through buildings or those kind of areas, and footpath will be like roadsides and which would be out open. And there would be paths to like a forest or a village where it is not officially a path, but people walk through those kind of things, or it is not properly built. Those kind of things where you can take a bicycle maybe, and a bike at most, but these are kind of paths which are not properly maintained. It's like the way where people walk through usually. Those kind of things are defined under paths. So these are like the very basic tagging schemes for roads what we use, and you can always find specific details under the wiki under tags/highway on wiki. I have given the link here. So yeah, we have a community maintained website for OpenStreetMap in India, which properly displays our boundaries and all, which is given at openstreetmap.in, and wiki specific tagging guidelines are given under wiki/India page. And we have a mailing list where you can mail, and people will respond to mail and give help you with different things like mapping or other OS related activities. So for that list, I have given the link. It's called Talk in under OpenStreetMap. Then we have some unofficial channels to ask and discuss OpenStreetMap related things. So we have a Telegram channel which is quite active, it's under the name Open OSM India. So it is also linked to the Matrix channel, that is OSM in general under the Matrix main server itself. Similarly, we have a Twitter channel to follow the development. Now I think I can take questions if anyone has. Hello. Uh, am I still audible?
Yes, audible.
Yeah. And if there is any questions, I would be happy to answer that now. Or you can always join any of the communication channels and ask doubts there. Also, if you want to look at the slide, I can share the slide. I'll be sharing the link to the slide in chat.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you all for listening to me. Yeah, always try to map as much as you can and try to be the part of community and join the communication or like all the channels. Try to participate more. So OpenStreetMap is a project which is run by the community or the volunteers itself. There is no one else to keep things moving. So it would be better if we volunteer ourselves and keep things going. Yeah. Now I think I can stop presenting and I think someone else can take over. I think someone else have a session scheduled for this time. So thank you all.
West Home from College of Management.
Sorry, I was not able to hear that. Like it was breaking up.
Thank you, Kelvin sir, for the informative session. Next, I would like to call Srirag sir, an expert mapper and the NSS program officer of Amal Jyoti College, for the next session.
So, thank you for introducing me. So, myself, Srirag V, and today I would like to introduce you something, some mapping tools which we'll be using for mapping for by using the mobile phone. Okay, so I hope I don't know what about your status regarding this mapping and all. So I'm introducing you about the um, tool Vespucci. It's a mobile application. Another one is Mapillary. Um, it's also again a mobile application in which you can use mobile phone for for mapping. Actually, you should necessarily you should have a very good internet connection. Then only you should choose this Vespucci app. So otherwise, it will create much and much errors. So because last 1 year back there was a situation. So all most of the people, uh, some 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 students which were using Vespucci app in order to map their locality, because during this COVID and that pandemic situation, some of the students were actually lost their laptop and all in their hostels, and so they were actually willing to map. So they usually they would like to this map do this mapping with the help of this mobile phone. So for that, actually I introduced this Vespucci app, and due to one of the poor connectivity, they couldn't download the entire data into their mobile phone. So some kind of duplicating errors arise, and for that, due to that kind of duplicating errors, they actually errors coming up. So in order to avoid that, you have to maintain a very good internet connectivity. So let's start with the application. So shall I share my screen? So in the Play Store, you can download the application. So the application. I have installed the application Vespucci and OSM editor. So let us open that app. So this is actually the interface of the Vespucci app. Okay. So you can see a log button at the top left corner of your screen. So it is actually a safety feature. So if you are doing some kind of editing, and if you are pocketing your device in a meanwhile, then accidentally nothing should be got edited. So it will be it will lock automatically if some kind after some kind of time. So that is actually for a safety purpose. So if I click on this lock button, then it will get unlocked, and then only we'll be able to get edit into this. So first of all, I will show you how to edit. Sorry, how to search to a particular location. So you have got you can see three dots at the bottom right corner of the screen. So when I click on this three dots, you can see various options, and in that I can search for find. So I'm searching for location or about so will pop up and see that Chrome. So when I click on this, so when I click on this, you can see that I can see the entire location. So as in OSM editor, OSM ID editor, that means the OpenStreetMap ID editor. In a similar manner, we should also search. First, we have to search the location. So then only we'll be able to get edit. So you can see the menu bar here. So click on that. So in that, you can have various options. So here you can change the background imageries. So here I am using this Bing aerial map imagery. So this will be the OpenStreetMap data. Okay, so this is the OpenStreetMap. So this is so when we can see that initially when we open the app, some initial settings that we have to complete. So this is the initial way that we will be looking at the app. So here you can see that a center a location enabling tab, enabling icon. So when you click on this particular icon, you can go to your location, and this is the icon for adding features. That means point line features. So as in ID editor, there is no such option such as area. So here you cannot plot an area with the help of an area tool. So instead you are having a line tool. Okay, you can plot the area by means of line tool. So if you are plotting an area with the help of a line tool by closing it, so it will be considered as an area. So okay, so another thing is that initially you can see that the OpenStreetMap data. So when you click on the ID editor, when you use the ID editor, you can see OpenStreetMap data, that map data under the map data options. So there is OpenStreetMap data. So click on configure. Sorry.
Hello, sir. Not audible. Hello. Hello, Sriraj, sir.
Hello, am I audible? Hello,
Yes,
hello.
sir.
Yes, sir, audible. Yes.
Sorry, actually, I left the meeting. I don't know. I was not aware about that, and I continued some extent. Okay, so up to what you have listened? Could you please tell? Could anybody please share up to what, up to how much you hear? Or shall I start from the beginning? Hello, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir,
Should I
audible.
start from the beginning, or should I continue from where I left? Could anybody tell up to what I have completed? I have I have completed to certain extent. That's why I'm asking. Hello.
I started downloading.
Okay. So now you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I'm taking this. I'm opening this G app. Okay. So please respond while I speak. Okay. So that I can ensure that I'm not left. Okay. So okay. So when you open up the app, you can see the app will be like this, looking like this, and you can see a lock button, and this is actually for a safety purpose, because while you edit, it should not accidentally create any nodes by if you are pocketing your device. So that's actually for a safety device. So when you click on this unlock lock button, it will get unlocked, and you can see this map. So inside that, so these are the various options. This is actually the transfer icon. This is a settings icon, and this is tools icon. So in order to map further, you have to download the current view. So I'm changing this imagery. So in order to change this imagery, you can click on this menu button, and you can go to this OpenStreetMap standard. So this is actually the standard view. So click on this, and you can select imagery. Okay, you can click on this select imagery. So click on this select imagery, and various imagery files will be listed over here, and you can choose which imagery which will suit much better in your locality. and you can so I'm choosing this Naksha premium imagery beta version. So I'm clicking on this, so I can see this is actually the imagery of this particular location. Okay, now you can see that there's no road networks is available right now. This is actually the imagery. No map data is available for this particular area. Okay, so in order to map properly, you need to download the map data from the OSM. Okay, so for that you have to first you have to download the uh, data. So for that you have to click on this transfer icon. Okay, so click on this transfer icon. You can see various options: download current view, clear and download the current view. So these are for further explanations that I will explain later. So I'm clicking on this current download current view. So this will download the current view of your map or imagery. So now you can see that the entire uh, buildings and road networks have been downloaded for this particular area. It's not further. Then there will not be available further beyond this selected area or area which we have already seen. Okay, so that's why I have already told you to maintain a good connectivity, internet connectivity. So if you have no internet connectivity, then much errors. There's a much there's a chance for building up much errors. Okay, so if there will not be a good connectivity for good connectivity, then there's a chance for um, so there's a chance for not downloading this particular area file area or building. So at that particular time you may think that there is the area is not plotted at this particular building. So I will plot again over this particular building, and it will create some overlap issues. So in order to avoid that, you have to make sure that you have a very good internet connectivity and you have downloaded the entire area time to time. Okay, so that's for the first. So next is when you have so I'm going to load a particular area. So here you can find that particular area as in OSM editor. You can search first, and then you have to go there and make your edits. In a similar way, you have to you can find the area. So the search results will pop up, and you can click on this particular area, and it will view the location. So click on this. Okay. So now I'm going to again updating this current view, download current view. So that will again download the entire data from the OSM. So another thing that I want to make you aware is that so initially while you download the app, all these things will be enabled. So OSM notes, OSM errors, Osmos error, Osmos warning, all these things will be enabled. So you have to untick all these things if you are beginner, if you are in beginner stage. So you can untick all these things in this task option, configure task configure. So you can untick all this OSM notes, Osmos error, Osmos warning, and all things you can untick over there. Otherwise this cosmos issues all will be spotted in your map. So this is the grid option. So in this grid you can see the scale or grid. So that is actually the you can see a scale. Okay, so it will show you the zoom level. Okay, it will show you the zoom level. This is actually this is 100. So this much of distance is of 100 by 100. Okay, in meters. Okay, so another option, if you are editing, if you need to edit beyond a particular location, so you can see that here the map is not updated. So in order to get update automatically over this particular area, so you can here in the transfer icon you can see another option, pan and zoom auto download. Okay, so click on, you can select this so that the data will be automatically get downloaded when you pan and zoom. Okay, so you have to wait some time so that the complete data will be get downloaded. Okay, okay, so now I'll show you how to plot a road network. So click on this plus button. So in this you can see different options: add tag node, add way, add map node, add node, paste object, paste multiple items, etc. And you can create a road network by using add way option. Okay, so click on this add way option. So you can tap at this particular uh, network road. Then next you can connect to like this. Like this you can continue to the entire to draw the entire road network. Okay, suppose somebody has plotted like this, and I would like to continue the route. Then you can click on this network. Sorry, click on this plus button, and you can select this node, and you can continue further. Okay, so click on this continue button. Okay, in this manner you can continue the route network, and you can give tags. You can give tags. Click on this preset button. Okay, so you can select this section, select this line segment, and you can see this tags. Okay, this is actually the properties. Okay, so now you can click on that, and you can see the minor roads. Different things are there. So you can click on this preset button. Okay, so click on this preset button, and you can search for this. So I'm naming this as minor unclassified road. Okay, so click on this, and if you need to add any kind of other details, you can go for the uh, details button, and here you can add the name. If any other kind of tags we can add in this particular location. Okay, hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay, I think yeah, it's actually raining, so network some kind of network issues are there. So hope you heard how to uh, draw or how to plot a road network with the help of this SG app. So in order to upload this data to the OSM server, you have to click on this transfer button. Okay, so click on this transfer button and upload data to OSM server. So before that, you have to log in. So in order to log in, you have to click on these three dots and click on this tools. So in that, you have got one option, authorize auth. So click on that. So it will redirect you to your OSM application, OSM, and here I have to log in and click on this grant access. So now I'm able to upload this data to the OSM server. So click on this upload data to OSM server. So here you can see the changes that you have made, and here you can see the properties. Here you can mention the comments related to the change sets, and here you can mention the sources or hashtags related to the activity. So and after that you can click on this upload button. Okay. So next I'll show you how to create a area. So in this Wispy app, you have you didn't have any kind of area tool. So instead that you have to use this line tool or addway tool in order to create this uh, area. So here I'll show you how to create this area. Okay, so click on this plus button. So after that you have to click on this add way option. Okay, so click on this add way option. So here this, then after that you have to click on this. So it is actually the corners of this particular building. Okay, so at last point you have to click as a closing. So you can see that this node is connected. All other nodes are of red in color, and this is yellow in color. That means this is connected. Okay, so after that you can click on this presets option. Okay, so here you can specify it as a buildings. So in that I'm marking it as buildings. Okay, so so here you can mention the various types of various levels of the building. So it's height. All these things can be mentioned right in this particular area. So if you need to mention this as a government office, okay, so you can go to details. So in that you can add various tags. So here I'm mentioning it as office. So it's an office. It's actually a government office. For that, hello, I'm losing my internet connectivity. Sorry for that. Okay, so I hope you all heard how to plot area with the help of a line tool. So here you can have this add way option. So click on this add way option, and you have to pick correctly the entire building. Okay, the correct corners of the entire building, and after that you can click on this. You can select this. Uh, so you can select this and click on this preset option. So in that, click on this preset, and here you can search for the building option. Okay, so here you can mention the levels of the building, heights, etc. can be mentioned. And here, if you need to specify this building as a government office, so click on details over here. So here, for a government office, you have to specify the tag office. So I have already added that particular tag, so that's why here. So click on this tag as office. And here you can specify the value as government. Now we can tick, so you can see that this is actually a government office. Okay. So if you can specify whether this has a panchayat office and all. So you can see the different values. So here I'm choosing this as a register office, instructor office, not register office. So if there is any kind of accessibility for the wheelchairs, you can specify that particular also. Okay, so here I'm saying that no access. Okay, so in this way you can further add various buildings with the help of this tool. Okay, so in order to add points, okay, you can add points also with the help of this particular app. So click on this plus button. So here you can add node. Am I audible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So click on this node. So I need to create a particular node or create a tag over here. So I'm clicking on this. So node is there. And then you can click on this preset. You can search for a commercial building. Okay, so building, it's actually a commercial building. So you can edit the street name if it is according to that particular location. So is there any kind of house number, you can provide that particular address correctly to the building. Okay, so all other details you can add. So after that you can click on the tick mark, and finally you can upload it to the map. Okay, so here you can click on this transfer button again and upload data to OSM server. This is how you can use Raspuchi app for editing this app map. Okay, anything this is actually a very basic thing, I know, because all of you should make sure that you have got a very good connectivity before using this application. So here I am losing internet connectivity. That's why I'm not uploading this particular data into the OSM server. I don't know. I'm not sure that a particular value is assigned over there or not. So in order to avoid the duplication, that I'm uh, uh, actually not uploading to the server. So another thing that you may feel something. You can see that here the map data and imagery is aligned pakka. Okay, so in such situation you may feel that this map data and imagery may get disaligned or offset by some a distance. So in order to correct that, you can have an option called align background. So that is available in tools. Okay, you can see the first option is align background. So click on this align background option. Then you can see that the imagery is moving. Okay, so you can move slightly, very precisely, so that it will align properly to the as you decide. So after that, you have to make the edits properly. So you can go backward. Okay, so this is all about the Vespucci app. So now I'll show you how to upload, how to use a Mapillary app. This is a Mapillary app. So you can also download this from the Play Store. Okay, so from that you can. So here I have already logged in into this app. So after giving proper permissions, you can click on this capture button. Okay, so click on this capture button. You can see that uh, you can see the location. So if you are traveling, you can you can see the road, and initially you have just seen a GPS fix error. Okay, so again I'll click this capture. So you can see that GPS best, that's in green color. Okay,
Hello, sir.
Hello. Hello. Okay. So hope you see this mapillary.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. So I'll show you how to how you can see this
Yes, sir.
mapillary in our ID editor. Okay. So in this background option, you can see background is the map data. So in this map data option, you can see a photo overlays. So in that, click on this mapillary. Okay. So this you can see some green color torch-like thing. That is actually the mapillary icon. So when I click on that particular thing, you can see an image window popping up. So when I click on this icon, so again, so you can zoom this particular image. Okay, right now I'm showing with the help of mobile, so you can zoom this particular image, and you can see that something is some name of the name board. So with that you can identify the particular location of this building, or you can name that particular building with the help of this image. Okay, you can zoom this particular thing by using this image ID editor. Okay, this is how we can use mapillary for mapping. Next, just one more tool I just need to introduce is that map POI dot map my Kerala dot in. Okay, POI dot map my Kerala dot in. Okay, so here also I have logged in with my ID. Okay, so this is actually used by mappers in order to map at the field. So you can go to the field and you can click on this location. You can see here the location is there. So click on this. Your GPS will let you align map with your current location. Suppose my location is here, so you can drop tab to add a new point of interest POI. So click on this tab. Then you can correctly place the pin and click on this OK button. Okay, you can click on this OK button, and then click on you can select the tag based on these categories here. So here different categories will be listed, and based on that you can select that particular tag corresponding to the office. Okay, so let this be a government office. Okay, sorry. So you can specify the name of this government office and all things over here, and click on the submit button. Then it will automatically upload the data to the OSM server, and you can further see this thing into the in the ID editor. Okay, so if you have got any doubts, you may please ask. Once again, I would like to remember you or warn you that you have to use this kind of tools if you have got a very good internet connectivity only. Otherwise, I will not recommend to use this Vespucci app. It will create much errors. It's actually a very powerful tool. If you have got only a very good internet connectivity, then only you should use this Vespucci app. And this mapillary will definitely help you to map, and others also will map others. So you can use this mapillary also in a much better way. So if any questions, hello, am I audible? Any questions? Please
No,
shoot.
no, fine, fine.
Okay, then thank you for giving me such a great opportunity to associate with this Naksha 2021. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this section.
Thank you, Srirag sir, for the very informative session. If there are any queries, feel free to turn on the mic or you can ask the questions in the chat box. It seems there are no queries. If you come across any doubts, you can also use the Telegram channel to clear your doubts. So thank you, sir. Next up, we have a cultural event performed by Parvati Subhash, a dance. So let's move to that.
Thank you.
That was indeed a beautiful performance by Parvati. Thank you for that. Participants, please note that the feedback form has been shared in the chat box. Like the previous days, you will be prompted to edit your response. Do edit the response, and a new session has been added to the form where you can give the feedback. Next up, I would like to invite Parvati Subhash from College of Engineering Punapra for the vote of thanks.
Good evening, all. On behalf of the Naksha 2021, conducted by the NSS units of APJ Abdul Kalam University, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to all who made this day 3 of Naksha 2021 memorable and interesting. I am sure that all the listeners of this day has been greatly benefited. Firstly, I would like to express my hearty gratitude to our resource person, Mr. Sriragvi. Thank you, sir, for giving us valuable insights on OSM mobile editor. I would like to equally thank our other resource person, Mr. Kelvin, who enlightened us by sharing to our his knowledge on best practices and tagging schemes. We greatly appreciate both of your time and effort. A special thanks to the program officers of NSS units of College of Engineering and Management Punnapra, Government College of Engineering Wayanad, and LBS Institute of Kasargod. A special thanks to the organizing committee of Naksha and all who worked hard to conduct Naksha amidst such uncertain situation. Finally, no words could be enough to thank all our dear participants for patiently attending our event. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. Thank you one and all again. Have a great night.
By this, we have come to the end of day 3. You can all leave the meet now. Thank you very much for being a part of our event.